What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Napoleon. So right now on social media, there's a lot of stuff on January 1st going around about this. I don't know what's going on, why it's coming on my feed. There was a documentary on Netflix talking about like this documentary all about like the name is Cuties, and then it has like girls like teenagers, 13-year-olds dancing in such a provocative way. Provocative. That's my prerogative. Nah. Provocative. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a clip of it, bro. I wanted to take myself to jail. Like, yo, FBI, open up, take me to jail right now. Because that it was disturbing to watch. And I looked up why it was made. I saw like a couple of comments on it. It said why it was made was because they wanted to open up the conversation about over sexualization of children, which is a problem. But they made a whole movie out of it, and I just don't think that was the right way to go about it, to be honest with you. I felt like you were just giving predators the ammo that they needed to on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? You made it super easy for them to, feed that fetish or whatever that they needed to feed. And let me tell you, I think it's still on Netflix. I had Netflix. I just looked up for it. I'm not watching it. It was that disturbing. It was that disgusting. What we are watching today is How to Catch a Predator. If you overly sexualize with children, bro, take yourself to jail right now. There's no other option for you, to be honest with you. There's no other option I have to tell you. Take your ass to jail right now. Direct. Take your ass to jail direct. So, without further ado, How to Catch a Predator.
You've seen us catch online predators.
Oh, please, God, please, sir.
Men.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Sex with young teens.
I swear on my daughter that I was just planning on coming over here to talk.
This time, our
Talk about what?
cameras are in Florida.
That's what I want to know.
He's in the laundry room naked. He's walking into the living room.
Where we encounter the strangest parade of suspects we've ever seen.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. I know. You know.
With footage you'll
Bro,
see to believe.
how you walking through the house like that?
This is Predator Raw.
How you walking through a house butt
This is
naked,
the fifth investigation we had done.
lights on?
One in the South. We were in the city of Fort Myers, in a beautiful neighborhood, big house. So it would seem kind of an unlikely place for this sort of activity on one level. But when talking to the chief of police there, he had realized from hearing from parents and teachers that there was an issue in his town. We hire Perverted Justice as consultants for their
They got the whole crew out. Everybody locked and loaded.
They really
ready.
know what they're doing. And they have this down to a system.
Tell you got me?
I'm always blown away by the hidden cameras. I mean, this stuff is really James Bond type technology. In Florida, we have a lot of
And this was early 2000.
We even had one in a palm tree.
I wonder what they got
Could
now.
Turn 360 degrees and could zoom into the license plate on a car at the other end of the street.
He's coming around back. He is on the steps, opening the door. Oh, he's just going to come right on. Watch it, Emily. He's in, heading towards the kitchen. He's in the kitchen. Call out.
Hey, I'm in here.
Keep going. He's coming fast. Call again. Call again.
Hey, I'm about to put on my bra and panties. Come on in.
Good job. Hold on. He's coming around the desk, heading towards Chris.
This was the second time that we'd worked with Emily as
How you
on
just
site.
walking through somebody's
You know,
house?
naturally, in the previous investigation, which was her first, she was a little nervous. With that under her belt in Ohio, she was much more confident in Florida.
How you doing?
Surprise. Buddy Chris said, surprise.
Put your hands up, Tom, so I can see them. What are you doing here?
Just coming to meet somebody.
Who are you coming to meet?
Just a girl.
A girl named...
I'm not even sure what.
How convenient.
How old is
How
she?
convenient you
I'm
don't
not
know.
even sure what her name is.
15 or 16,
15. And how old are you?
30.
Kenneth Thornton had driven about 2 hours to meet a teenage girl.
2 hours to go to jail.
And he talked
Good.
about things like tying the girl up, other very explicit sexual acts.
It's okay for a 30-year-old man to come to a home where a 15-year-old girl is alone. Why?
I guess it's really rather not.
I'm sorry?
Do these guys ever ask themselves this question before? Like, what I'm texting a teenager, is this acceptable? What questions do they ask? Like, oh, I got one. Do they ask themselves any questions? I don't. I really want to know what goes on in their heads. Like saying this is acceptable. Oh,
Guess it's really rather not.
You'd rather not what?
No, it's not okay.
And what were you going to do once you met?
Just talk.
Just talk.
oh yeah. You walk into
There's a lot of
somebody
talk
else's
going on
house.
here. You get very specific about some of the sexual things you want to do to her. You ask if she's tried anal.
Look at that swallow.
She says
Look
no,
at that swallow. He's like,
It's mighty considerate of you. What were you thinking about here? I mean, help me
Yeah.
understand what's going on here. If you don't talk to me, I can't understand.
Sir, I'm just trying to meet people. I moved down here not too long ago. I'm just trying to meet people.
Can I tie you up?
you're just trying to.
Did you bring
meet
rope
people?
with you tonight?
I have rope in my car.
You have rope in your car
Yes, for my job.
for your job.
Yes, I also have a bunch of tools back there.
I ask him about some of the things he said online. Then he starts to open up. And then we find out that, in fact, he did bring rope. He did bring duct tape. He brought all those things he talked about using in sexual acts online with this teenage girl.
You talk about using the rope in various sex acts with this 15-year-old girl. What would have happened if a 15-year-old girl was here and I wasn't?
Same thing that's happening now, just talking.
Just talking.
Just talking.
Yeah, all right,
See why
buddy.
It's very difficult for me to believe, based on this chat.
Yes, I do. That's the God's honest truth, though.
But why should I believe that?
Because I have a 6-year-old daughter that I'm trying to see.
You have a 6-year-old daughter.
Yes.
What does that have? What does that have to do with anything? With you going to talk to a 15-year-old, that you have a 6-year-old daughter. Now that makes me think of you being alone with your 6-year-old daughter. Crazy. Just crazy.
How would you feel if a stranger
I hate it.
came
I
into
already know.
your
I
home?
hate it. I'd hate it.
You could get upset with some of these guys because of what they had up their sleeve. But, you know, I'm not there to do that. I'm there to figure out what these guys were going to do and what was going on in their mind. And
That's
I
what we
think
want to
by
know, Chris. That's why we mess with you,
understanding
Chris.
what goes on in the mind of a potential predator,
That's why we
you
mess
can
with
better understand how to protect kids when they go online.
Sounds like you're encouraging her to do something she's not currently doing. Read that where those marks are right.
Oh, they got cookies for that. They got cookies for that boy. Say, because you're gonna be real sweet in jail. They got cookies for the boy.
Can I see you naked?
I'm sorry?
Can I see you naked?
Go on.
On Friday? Yeah. What do I get out of it? Pleasure-filled night.
Now, those are your words, right?
Yes, sir.
See, I'm
so
itchy,
why should
bro.
I believe that you didn't come here to have sex with us?
This,
Because that's not my intention. I swear on my daughter that I was just planning on coming over here to talk.
your daughter's dead now because of you. Your daughter is dead now because of you.
Did you bring marijuana?
No?
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring condoms with you?
No?
No.
Oh,
Not in your car?
No.
You
no,
watch television?
I don't believe that.
Really?
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults
Got 'em.
trying to meet kids on the internet. If there's anything else you want to say, we'd like to hear it. If not, you're obviously free.
Buddy, they already got you. Don't try to hide your face now. They had you since you pulled up. Buddy, it's too late for you. They got cops down the street for you. it's over. It's a wrap. It's great. You should have never came. It's over.
Walk out the door you came in.
Got him. Cosby funny when they yell.
Get down now! Found duct tape, rope, condoms. Could those things have been in his truck because of his job? Possible. But when you consider in his chat that he talks about using it, with this teenage girl, you have to wonder what was going to happen.
But they didn't pull out nothing else. They pulled out the duct tape and rope. Nothing else. They didn't pull out nothing else. Not a hammer, not a screwdriver, not a wrench, not even a plunger.
Could those things have been in his truck because of his job? Possible. But when you consider in his chat that he talks about using it,
disgusting,
with this teenage girl, you have to wonder what was going to happen if we weren't there and a teenage girl was. When I asked Fortin about what he brought, he denied having, condoms or drugs. Well, as it turned out, he in fact did have drugs and condoms.
I think you had any narcotics on you, sir.
I'm sorry.
I think you had any narcotics on you.
I thought they took that stuff out.
In Florida,
You thought you took it out.
Video.
Yeah, right. How do you not know what you have on your body?
Element in the process, from when the guy showed up at our house to the arrest. We had cameras at the processing center.
Bro, it's too late for you. Lock him up.
You're charged with attempted lewd and lascivious battery on a victim 12 years of age up to 15 years of age and obscene communication by use of a computer service to seduce or solicit a child. Does he qualify for the code offender?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's probable cause on all charges. There's a $40,000 bond.
40,000.
Hang out, and I felt like I'd be more big brother with it.
Wait, Dale, turn in the driveway.
See, they be having him as soon as they pull up.
Lights are still
They
on.
got him.
He's sitting in his car in the driveway, Dale. He's sitting in his car in the driveway. Dale, he's in front in a convertible. He's coming for a boy. Dale's doing it. Hib is on the phone with him right now. Dale's going to talk to me once he gets to the house.
In Fort Myers, we had some guys in their 20s, we had 30s, 40s, 50s, we had guys in their 60s. So Ryan McIntosh felt
Sympathy soon turns to suspicion for the parents of a missing baby girl. That doesn't have to do with the show.
category. Someone who admitted online that they were looking for a liaison.
See?
Talking to a
How are you just
teenage boy
walking in
who-
other people's house? How you just walking in? I don't understand. How you walking into other people's homes?
had just come out as
Just
being
walking all throughout the house.
offered to help.
When I walk in somebody's house, I'm standing by the door like, what's up? Oh, yeah, I can sit? Cool.
through that process.
There he is. All right.
We'll watch TV or something. I'll be right back out, all right?
All right.
All right, cool.
In Fort Myers, Dell would play the role of the male decoy. Dell is a contributor with Perverted Justice. She is one of the most senior.
Yeah, I was like, that don't sound like no
She
boy.
has a number of roles. She helps coordinate the investigation with FRAG. She also acts as a decoy, both on the phone and, you know, if needed, in person.
That's safer.
Why don't you make yourself at home here? Have a seat. What's going on?
Not much. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good.
What you doing here?
Come and hang out
Hang out with who?
with Rob.
And how old is he?
With him.
14. And how old are you?
23.
23.
Sheesh.
Why do you think it's
Sheesh.
appropriate for you, as a 23-year-old, to come here to hang out with a 14-year-old?
I was just coming to hang out.
Coming to hang out. Now, you had a pretty lengthy conversation with him.
Several times I did.
Yeah, several times. When I was
Yeah. Admit to everything. Just give him everything. Just give him everything. Why not?
parents used to say, don't talk to strangers, don't take rides from strangers. That's still good advice. But it's not enough today, because as we see with Ryan McIntosh, the potential predator uses this grooming as a way to gain the child's confidence. And after a period of weeks, talking to this potential predator, the child no longer sees them as a stranger. You know it's against the law to solicit somebody who's underage for sex on the internet.
Sure.
Which was pretty much what was going on here.
That's tonight. I didn't have that conversation tonight.
You didn't have that conversation
No.
with this boy who said he was 14.
I said I didn't have it tonight. That's what I said.
You didn't have it tonight.
I did have it maybe a couple nights ago. We talked about it, sure.
Ryan McIntosh, in the very last conversation, before he shows up at the house, he sort of retreats. He's more cautious. He's more about, well, let's see how it goes. We can hang out. He leaves it open. And I think when we see this, we see someone who might be suspicious about walking into an investigation. You talk about penis size, whether he's got pubic hair. Mm-hmm. You say you're horny. You say you're masturbating while you're talking to him. You talk about hooking up, and you say, if you don't tell anybody, you suck my
I said that?
Then you say, I don't want to go to jail. Do you recall that conversation?
I'm sure I did say that.
The reality is, once that solicitation is made, even if it's earlier, crime has been committed.
I was just going over to hang out, and I felt like I'd be more big brother more than anything.
Big brother?
Yeah.
So you're coming over to be a mentor?
In a way, yes.
In a way.
And I'm sure you've heard that 20 billion times.
20 billion and one, counting to 9.
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I was not, I'm sure you hear this from everybody, but no, I had no intention of having sex with him tonight. I like to educate other people and let them know what it's really like and what it's not like, and that they don't have to because they're the only child and they haven't had a big brother or a big sister or whatever the case may be.
But here's the thing, and most people would say that there's nothing wrong with helping somebody come to terms with who they are, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the issue here is not gay or straight.
Right.
The issue here is adult-child. So why didn't the chat on the internet reflect what you're telling me now?
Well, I didn't necessarily have that conversation tonight. I was going to just come out and hang out and see what he's like. McIntosh
was pretty nonchalant about the whole thing. And I don't know whether that's because he thought he had covered himself in the latest chat. Maybe he just came to terms with the realization that he knew what was going to happen next. Well, I got to tell you, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
I know.
And have you seen?
I know who you are. You don't put no fear in my heart. That's what he just told Chris. But let's see how he reacts when the cameras come around the corner. He's all big and bold. Feels like he protected himself. Let's see how he reacts.
Seen the previous stories? You have. And what was your impression of the earlier stories?
Nothing. They were very good coverage.
Good coverage.
He said, "You're a very good reporter."
The second or third time that it happened, and it kind of blew me away. I mean, here's a guy who's caught in the investigation, who's complimenting us on the investigation. So it's almost like, in his mind, he's saying, those other guys are bad guys. They deserved it. But me, it's unfortunate that I surfaced in this, but I really wasn't going to do anybody any harm. Obviously, you're free to watch.
See, how do you think people can believe that? I still don't have a good awareness inside the mind of these predators. Like, and then we just saw a guy, girl, adult guy, and underage girl. Now we see an adult guy and an underage boy. And I still don't understand. Period. I don't. Boy, I do not get it. I don't. Because they feel like it's easier to catch them. I don't get it. And then they just feel like they could just say whatever to just get out of it. With very good coverage, bro, you're going to jail.
Walk out the door you came in?
I'm going to walk out and they're going to complicate out there.
That's not up to me.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, you saw that. He was about to cry. He was about to cry. Watch this. Lock this man up.
Thank you.
Lock him up.
When he left, he knew what was going to happen. He walked out the back door and just kind of waited for the police to get there.
Get down! Get down!
Didn't resist in any way, and they arrested him and took him away to process him.
Ryan McIntosh, you're charged with attempted lewd and lascivious battery on a victim 12 years of age up to 15 years of age, and obscene communication by use of a computer to solicit a child. There's a $40,000 bond.
Now, what do you
40,000, that's it? Man, they need to put more on it. 40,000, that's it. And you only need to pay 10% of that, so 4K you out on bail. Man, at least bump it up to 100. 100. Make it hurt. Sheesh. Bro, I don't understand what goes through these people's mind. Mental illness is a real thing. Sexualizing little kids, I truly believe is a mental illness. I don't even know the answers to get them help. They need it. But if you feel like you're going to act on the urge, take your ass to jail. Be like, yo, hold me. Do it. And if you out there talking to little kids right now, they're going to find you. Believe that.